Well, we are kicking off Rift Rivals in just a couple days. I'm joined right now by Rekkles with coverage brought to you by Alienware to talk a little bit about Rift Rivals. So you're back. I interviewed you 1 year ago. We went out, had not sushi, but seafood and all this stuff, and now you're back for Rift Rivals. Are you excited about the event?
Yes.
that sounds like the yes that I hear from a lot of pro players when I ask them if they're excited about the event. I mean, it is a nice break from LEC, right?
Well, you didn't really ask what I'm excited about, so I sound yes for meeting old friends, I guess. But I'm not so sound yes for playing the actual tournament, if that makes sense.
Yes. Well, is it nice to have the break at least and like come over here and it's a little bit of a different practice, right?
Well, on one hand, you have a couple of teams that refuse to scrim European teams, so it's not really that much different practice. I even think we have some European teams scheduled for some days, but the nice part, I guess, is that we get to travel together as a team, and that's kind of like a good way to bond together and to continue building our team environment so that when we get back to Europe, we're maybe even better than we already are. But there's not so many upsides, I would say. I think if we, for example, could have the tournament in EU instead or not at all, that would have been better for just in general how we can last as players in terms of maybe burning out or just generally feeling tired about everything. But it's still okay. It's not like it will hurt us that much. It's just gonna be the jet lag, and maybe settling in here in the studios.
Well, we're filming this Tuesday. When did you get in?
Last night at like 6 p.m. or something.
Okay. So how were you able to sleep? How are you doing on the sleep and health situation?
I slept pretty good, actually. The thing is, I didn't sleep at the plane, so I was kind of tired when I arrived, and then I could just sleep all night, so it was fine. But some of the other people slept at the plane, and then they had some issues this morning, so it's probably going to take some time to get used to it, but at the same time, we're almost not going to be here long enough, I think, for it to be worth it, so maybe we should even like try to low-key keep a European schedule so that when we fly back, it's easier to adjust to our own rhythm instead.
Yeah. That means going to sleep early, I think, for you guys, right? Like you'd have to play the games, and as soon as the games are done, you go back to the hotel and just conk out.
Yeah, pretty much, which is already kind of what we did last night, so it should be fine.
How are things going for you and LEC? What's kind of the update?
Well, we've been winning every game, which is a nice change because I'm used to us being just very stressed out about everything because we're not winning any games and then having to catch up towards the end and then like chasing playoff spots or a top 2 spot. Meanwhile, now we're just like, well, we're winning everything, so we're pretty solid like first or second, I guess, in worst case. So it's nice. It's a nice change. But at the same time, I don't think we have been like that great. I mean, I think we had the G2 game, which was really good. But in many of the other games, I don't think we've been playing that well. Like, for example, the XL game, we should have lost. I think SK, Misfits games could have gone either way. Schalke game was pretty good as well. But for the most part, it's not been a 6-0 performance, I think. So maybe now people expect us to be like super duper good. And we are more still trying to figure out like what we need to do as a team to win consistently. And maybe we're throwing Dan on stage as well for a couple of games. So it's up for grabs, I guess, how we're actually going to play this tournament out, but I think we're going to be fine. I don't think we're going to be like losing every game or anything. It's just we're not as sure yet as I think people expect us to be about ourselves.
Gotcha. Do you want to win Rift Rivals?
Yes.
Okay. So it does matter, because for some players, I feel like it matters a little less. Maybe that changes when they're up on stage and suddenly they do care, but this is something that you would like to win for the LEC.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me to play to not win. I think you can, as I said, like, for example, try a different player. Like, we're probably going to try Dan. You can try some new strategies. Like, we've been trying some Karma Pike, for example, and just other strategies that we have in mind to try. But I don't think you should, like, play to not win, regardless of what tournament you're playing. So we're here to win, I guess. It's just we might have a different idea of how to win than, for example, we'd do in like an LEC game. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Now, do you think LEC will win? Do you think it'll be close? Because obviously, right now, all the EU fans flood into the LCS Twitch chat and say, "Oh, we're better than you because G2 won at MSI." But do you think that that'll be demonstrated here?
I think Liquid is pretty good. I think C9 is a bit too crazy maybe, and TSM is a bit too not crazy, but Team Liquid is really good, so I don't think it will be like as one-sided as everyone else thinks, but I think we're gonna win. At least the best of 5 should be good because they have to use every team, right? They can't just throw in Liquid every game, so I think we should be fine. Because I think we are more strong over the 3 teams than they are. So over the best of 5 we should be fine. But maybe Liquid will do like really well in the group stages. It's hard to tell. We haven't scrimmed anyone yet, so it's hard to tell.
So since ProView debuted this split, I've been talking to a lot of the NA pros who say they really like watching some of the European pros to learn things from them. Do you watch any of the NA pros on ProView?
Well, Riot didn't give us ProView for NA, so we haven't been able to see.
Really?
No, they haven't.
You know you could just buy it. Like, especially if they give you ProView for EU, you could pay like, it's probably like €5 or something and unlock it.
I haven't thought about it. Probably I should, though. I mean, probably if we're playing them, I should. It's just I haven't thought about it. I've tried to watch their games, and I've seen that I've been blocked out, and then I haven't thought about it anymore. But I should probably just buy it and watch them.
Is that vindictive of you, or are you like, if Riot's not getting fine, I won't watch it?
No, it was just more like, I think, it was a hype game. I'm not sure which hype game it was, but I'm pretty sure it was after week 3. Or was it after week 2? I'm not sure. After a certain week, there was a hype game in NA, and I wanted to watch the preview of it, of the game, but I couldn't. And then I realized that and told my manager that I would like NA preview, and then he said that they are not giving NA preview, and I was just like, okay, that sucks.
If you want, I will give you the €5 so that you can watch and you can go home. And
€5.
I think, well, because if you already have, sounds like a commercial. If you already have the EU one, I think you only need to pay like another 5 or something like that. Maybe it's 10, I don't know. But something really low in order to unlock the rest of it.
Yeah, I just never thought about it myself. It's just more like, could I watch this? And they said no, and I was just like, well, that sucks, but okay. But if it's only €5, I mean, that's fine.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is only €20 if you buy everything, so I can't imagine that it's that much more. It's not that much. Anyway, I just thought it would be interesting because I didn't know if you were you're talking about it almost from a scouting perspective because you'd be playing them at Rift Rivals, but I was just curious if also you're like, oh, I want to learn how so and so plays this character or whatever.
Well, no.
Okay. You don't care. You don't care.
I care about Liquid, I guess. I don't think C9's bot lane is that great. I don't think TSM. Actually, TSM's bot lane was playing pretty good. I think was it this week they played? Yeah, this week when they played Caitlyn Lux, I think they were doing pretty well. But I guess mostly Liquid, yeah. That's at least that's been the team for me that I've like had a look at. Yeah. I think they've been doing really well. Even if they lost a couple of games in the beginning and everyone was like worried, I thought they've always been like pretty good. So I would probably want to pay the €5 to see W's games. I saw some of the MSI games actually from him, so I know how he plays. It's just I didn't think it was a possibility, but I guess I can just pay it like everyone else and then actually watch the games.
We've learned so much in this interview. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is there's a lot of people who I think saw the MSI tournament and thought to themselves like, okay, Europe is the best region ever. And there's a lot of hype for Europe going into Worlds, and it is a Worlds in Europe. So do you think Europe is going to show up and crush everyone at Worlds this year?
No. Okay. I think we're good, like as good as everyone says, but it's not like everyone else is as bad as everyone says. You know, it's not like China will not have good teams at Worlds, or Korea will not have good teams at Worlds, or even NA will have at least one good team at Worlds. So I think we just have to take it as it comes, but for sure we're going to have good teams at Worlds as well, so we can just contest just as we did last year. I think 2 teams to semis and 1 team to finals is a good goal, but like for example how we had it last year, I think that was pretty justified of how strong we were. So if we could get something similar this year, that would be nice. I would like to win though.
Yeah. Winning, I'm sure, would be something you would like.
But it's a long way till then. Have to win summer first, or at least get the Worlds.
Now, other than that, I mean, behind the scenes, I always ask this question because every now and then I actually get a pro player who's like, I'm actually doing this thing, but are you doing anything besides playing League of Legends these days?
Well, I would like to go to dinner with Peter.
Well, yes, we'll try to do that while you're here because I know that would be the throwback.
And with Nikolai as well.
Okay.
He asked me already, so I would like to go with him. Okay. Maybe with Huni and Rainover too.
Wait, I'm supposed
So
there's a large group of people I'm supposed to set together.
So maybe just go to dinner with everyone that I've known for a while now, but otherwise not really. Just play some solo queue, see how it is. Play some stage games, see how it is. Scrims. Just take take it easy.
Well, I meant back at home. Like, whenever you're home the past month or two, have you been doing anything besides playing League of Legends? Like, have you picked up a hobby? Are you playing badminton these days, or
I actually tried paddle.
paddle?
Have you ever tried it yourself?
No. What is that like rowing?
Oh no. It's a mix of tennis and squash.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. No.
It's pretty hype.
Okay.
You should try it. You're gonna like it.
Paddle? I don't. Have you heard of paddle, Brodin? Okay. I don't think paddle is a thing here in the States. You should teach us, and then we'll bring it over.
Make it a thing then, because it's pretty hype over in Europe.
Do you need like a specific paddle court, or can you play it on?
No, you need a specific one.
Okay. Well, that's I'd like to make it a thing, but it sounds like it's going to be considerable construction involved in making it a thing.
Well, it's basically a tennis court with walls,
Okay.
so it's not that hard.
All right.
But if it's not a thing here, then it's probably eventually gonna become a thing, because I think there's actually like a sport now in Europe. Like it's not something people just do for fun. It's actually like teams playing for tournaments and stuff.
That sounds weird. I can't believe that that's a sport. That sounds very skeptical to me. I like my sports old school, football, base. No, I'm just kidding. It's an esports joke. Anyway, all right. Well, I guess I'll have to figure. Wait, how does it work?
You play 2v2.
Okay. It's
On a
2v2
tennis court with walls behind you, so the game kind of like never dies. If that makes sense.
because the ball will just bounce back. Doesn't it like slowly?
Well, yes and no. But if you're two people on the court, it's kind of easy to cover areas, so it's hard to like get the ball to die unless you're really smurfing, which is not something you can do from the first game, but from the second game you probably can. It's a very easy game to learn, actually. I think you'd like it.
Okay. I mean, I like easy games.
The worlds, you can try paddle with me.
Yes, I will. Okay, there we go. There's a content idea. We'll go play. Actually, that would look really bad. Okay, I'm going to have to train for this because I don't know if I'm in paddle shape at the moment. Maybe we'll throw Brodin in and I'll be able to film him play paddle with you. How often do you play this?
I went a couple of times now. It's been more of a thing when I was in Sweden than when I was in Berlin, but we did it once in Berlin as well.
Who do you play with? Your teammates?
I play with my coaching staff. None of the players wanted to go, but I don't think I don't think from the outside it sounds like it's very hard to do for a first time, but it's a very easy sport to learn because the curve is like very beginner friendly. Yeah. It's a very noob friendly game, basically.
Well, I'm a noob, so that'll be great for me. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
What did we not cover? We covered how I feel about this tournament. We covered what I've done.
Appreciate the recap here. We don't normally get these at the end. We covered ProView. We covered paddle.
I know something. Okay, so I told my fans that I might stream when I'm here, but unfortunately I can't. So that's something I should probably say.
That sucks. They won't let you stream.
When I get back though.
You can't stream from the studio here?
We're not allowed. But otherwise, probably not so much. Just thanks for having an interview with me. Yeah. It's nice.
Well, thank you. Hopefully we get dinner with Peter and apparently everyone else at some point in time. But thank you.
Just everyone I've met, or like known from the past would be nice. Maybe Björksen as well. But honestly, I kind of lost my touch with him since 2017, I think. It's been more distant from me. But I also think we've kind of missed each other on international events because he wasn't playing last year at Rift Rivals. And at Worlds, were they at the Worlds? No, they weren't at Worlds. No. So we've actually just missed each other. So maybe that's more the reason than just like not being in touch. But just everyone I've known would be nice to go meet up with.
Okay. Well, I'll try to throw something together. Maybe Hotline League this Friday. Anyway, thank you so much for the interview, Rekkles. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Rift Rivals right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching that interview. I really enjoyed producing it. Man, it just makes me so happy when you watch these outros because it's not just good for me, it's also good for you because you find out about the live Hotline League that I'm doing for Rift Rivals. Sam, do you want to go to Apple Pan with me and Julie? Kobe, we're figuring out if Kobe's going to go to Apple Pan with us. Anyway, Hotline League live this Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific, and it's going to be awesome. Please check it out. It's going to be on my channel. It'll be on the Alienware channel. If you're in LA, check out the Alienware Twitter account. It'll be fantastic, and hopefully Kobe gets dinner with us.